How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new-ish mod map here in Farming Simulator 25 for all platforms called Alliklepa. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to Alliklepa. Alliklepa is a fictional Estonian-style map with many forests and fields. Map includes 38 fields plus 15 meadows, 8 medium and large forest areas, 5 sell points. All in-game products can be sold. Main farm with a chicken barn and cow barn. Hope you enjoy this map. This is a European map created by Carl TG and INF Modding and is 331.05 megabytes to download. There are mods required for this map, and they are the Small Grain Silos pack by Barty and the Peat Equipment pack by Carl TG, NMC, T-Bone, and WikiPlays. Now, the reason that I say that this is a new-ish mod map is that this was originally a PC Mac only map, but now this is a completely separate map, separate to that was the PC and Mac, or is the PC Mac only version. So now we have two separate versions on the mod hub, one for all platforms, one for PC Mac. And what I'm going to do is, because this is pretty much the same exact map from here on out, I'm just going to take the original map tour that I did and paste it in here. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the tour. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here on our main starting farm, right in the kind of northeastern-ish corner of the map. You start out by owning Farmlands number 61, 9, and 8. 61 being your main starting farm, plus a bit of kind of forestry area and whatnot. You got 9 and 8 are both fields, but there are no product within either one of those. Now, field prices do vary, so if we start out here, kind of towards the middle here, you got 59,000, 85,000, 70,000, 70,000, 63, 45, 80. You can see it's relatively inexpensive throughout most of these fields that are already pre-established on this map. 132,000. Then you get up into these forestry bits, 231,000, 233,000, 133,000, 130,000, all the way up here to the north of 64,000 and 158,000, and so on and so forth. Then you get these kind of grassland areas here. So 98,000, 36, 60, 53, 86, 47, 46, and so on and so forth. And then you have the major peat fields that are all the way down here, $630,000 for the peat field. That's it. I mean, you can really kind of buy up the map, relatively quickly, but your limiting factor are going to be your main fields here, because you got basically a 3-acre and a 2-acre. So you're going to have to take some time to build up the assets necessary to be able to do anything with it. Now, if we take a look, the entire map is purchasable. You got the main kind of sell point slash, town area right here, which is purchasable, includes the shop area here. You also get this kind of little periphery area where it kind of includes a lot of the main roads and kind of the side streets and stuff like that. And then you got all the individual fields and whatnot. So you can purchase the entirety of the map. If we go down to animals, we do start out with a chicken barn and a cow barn. Contracts are available on this map. We do have a bakery available on this map, but we do not have any to start out with. And if we take a look under statistics, we do not have any collectibles on this map. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting with the buy menu here, scrolling down to the mods and DLCs, you can see we don't have anything specific to this map. We do have the required Peat Equipment Pack mod, but nothing specific to this map. Looking under the build menu, starting out under sheds, we scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see here where it says Farm Shed Alliklepa mod. That is a mod specific to this map, so is this one here. There is, let's see, nothing under silos, silo extensions, constructibles, containers, tools, or farmhouses. Under our productions and factories, we scroll all the way down to the bottom. You will see a couple down here as well. We got the peat factory. This is one that is specific to this map. And what's funny is that even though the peat factory is specifically for the peat mod that is required for this map, this actually is tagged as something that is specific to this map. So there is a disconnect between the peat system and the actual production point itself. Under selling points, there is nothing under here. Under greenhouses, though, we scroll all the way down, you will get the small glass greenhouse that does require an input of the peat in order to grow the vegetables and stuff like that inside of it. So that's pretty cool. I do like that kind of addition into the peat system. Next one we have is under cultivation. There's nothing under here and nothing under generators. Under animals, we do have something here under cows. We got the cow barn and nothing for horses, pigs, sheep, but we do have another one down here. Whoops, down here for chickens, the Alliklepa mod. Next we have is bees, nothing for bees and nothing for others. Taking a look under fences, we do not have anything under fences. Under decorations, we have nothing under fences. We also have nothing under lights, others, or decorations. And then lastly, under landscaping, we have nothing under painting, trees, or plants. Now, we do start here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at some of our starting equipment. We go back to this screen here, go under vehicles. We start out with the Bednar Omega Double Ot 6000 FL, that is our seeder. We have the Claas Avion 450 harvester, harvester header, the FarmTech Super Cease 800 slurry spreader, the Fendt 3300 weight, the John Deere 6R250 tractor, the K-brand GMD 3123F front mower. We got the K-brand GMD 8730FF rear deck mower. We got the Klesla 144ND, that is our forestry trailer. We've got a Lizard MKS8 liquids tanker, the Magsy bale fork, the Magsy pallet fork, the Magsy universal bucket, the Manitou MLT 841 145 PS Plus, that is our telehandler. We have a McCormick X8.631 VT drive. We have the Nardi N40BX header trailer, Pottinger Faro 4010D forage wagon, the Rudolph TDK 301 RA trailer, the Steyr Absolute 6200 CVT, and the Samaz Z2 840H windrower, the Trefla TGA 560. I believe this is a weeder, I do believe. Might be a cultivator. I think it's a weeder, though. Let's see, the Valtra T255 Versa, and that's it. So you just start out really strong. You got a really good starting farm and lots of starting equipment here. So taking a look around the map, going up here to our main farmhouse. We walk inside the farmhouse. And inside this door, we have a sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger right there. Heading out, over here we have the cow barn. You have silo is right here. Now you can walk up to the silo and fold the blower, take that out, and you can also fold away the grain auger, so you can just have it just like this, so it's, you know, less of an, not less of an impact, but less of a footprint, I guess is what you can say. Cow barn right here with room for 238 cows. You can see right here is the animal trigger. Slurry trigger is right here. You've got the feed trigger and straw blow point right in there. And then on this side of the barn, we have a milk trigger that the trailer is sitting right on top of. Directly in front of me is the chicken barn, and that has room for 100 chickens. As you can see, if I approach down bottom right, 0 of 100, our feed goes here and eggs will spawn right here. Now let's go ahead and hop in the tractor and head around the map. All right, so first things first, we'll drop all that stuff off. And let's take off. We're going to make a right, followed by a left, and head down the road just a little ways. We come up to a fork in the road. We're going to make a right. And then coming up here, we'll have our first set of interests. We'll go ahead and hop out of the tractor right here. And right here we have the animal dealer. Now you can come to this area and purchase your animals directly using this icon right here, or the same icon at any pens and pastures you have around your map. If you utilize this icon though directly, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them to pens and pastures all around the map wherever you have them set up. Now that fee does vary depending on the animal, but for an adult cow, it is an extra $100 per adult cow. You can see if I walk up to it, base price $1,175 plus a $100 fee that is for them delivering it to us, making the grand total $1,273. If I were to purchase all 238 animals that I have room for, that would be an extra $23,800. Now to save that money, I can bring an animal trailer to this location and I can load into that animal trailer by parking in the kind of hazard mark area here and then using this animal dialog box. It'll load directly into the animal trailer and then you deliver the animals yourself. In the corner over there, we have AI helper Katie. Run back the tractor. On the porch right over there, we have AI helper Walter. You can see him right there. Now coming around here, directly in front of me is the storage bay sell point. A rent train trigger now directly in front of me. Over here, we have the grain mill sell point right there to my left. Directly in front of me is the selling station wood sell point with a wood sell trigger right there. And a helper Noah right there. Across the street right here. Over here, we have the shop trigger. It's inside, so just open the door, push the button, and whoop. And over here, shop trigger right there. Again, you can come here, open the door. Now heading down the road. To my left in the yard there is AI helper Ben. Also coming up here on my left in the yard right there is AI helper David. And then coming out on this side road here, we have the bakery. Can purchase this for $95,000. And your output is right there. Input around the back over here. And then gonna go to our last point of interest. Got to turn around. Over here, back here we have the grocery store sell point, and that's it. That's pretty much all the points of interest on this map. Now it's time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I really like this map, and I'm really growing to like a lot of Carl TG's maps, including this one. So we've got, let's start with the pros on this one. Number one, the size of this map is absolutely huge. It is a 4X, so you've got tons of room to grow and to do with whatever you want. Then you take a look at the systems that are on here. We have the ability to put the, buy the peat fields, be able to utilize the peat system. We can use it to also get us the production point, and then thus the production point can then be used for the greenhouses that are specific to this map, all that stuff. This map has a little bit of everything on this map. A little bit of everything can be done here. You can do your arables and your normal farming. You can do your tree felling. You can do your grass care. You can do peat. I mean, you can do just about everything on this map. Now, the one thing that normally catches me kind of off guard with a map is the flatness. But for this map, because there's so much in the way of forestry and trees and all that stuff, it really does a good job at blocking out the kind of flatness that is a part of this map. So that really kind of plays to its advantages. So it can get away with, in my opinion, that flatness even though that's normally not my style. I normally don't like to play on flat maps. And you can see here is the peat fields right here. So you can sit there, bring all that specialized equipment from the peat equipment pack, and be able to kind of chug along and make your peat. So it's really nice. It has kind of special features and special production points, all that stuff. And like I said, for the most part, it's pretty flat terrain, so it's going to be pretty easy to build on. But what's really cool about this map is that the fields, as you can see in the left-hand corner there, you can see that they're kind of irregularly shaped. They're not just squared off and whatnot. They're kind of rectangular, or they're kind of rounded ever so slightly. So there's a lot of stuff kind of going on this map. And I think I may have said this is a 4x map. I don't think it is a 4x map. I actually think it's a 2x. I may have misspoken. But, or is it a 4x? No, I think this is a 2. Anyways, like, there's so much stuff that can be done. You can see all the kind of green areas on the map. That's all your grass fields that you can take care of. You can see all the gray on the map there is the ones where you got your arable fields, and the kind of brownish are the forestry areas. You've got so much in the ways that are happening on this map that you can really take advantage of whatever style of play that you like. And then you just get the kind of comforts and convenience of knowing that you have a map that's going to be relatively, simple, quote unquote, in the terrain. So you're not going to have to deal with, having to overbuy or overpower equipment in order to get a job done. You're going to be able to just kind of set forward on the task at hand. But again, you got so much. I mean, look at all this forest. All this forest in here. I mean, you're going to have trees coming out your nose by the time you're all done with all this. Like, it's going to be absolutely bonkers when everything's said and done. And then again, you get these nice wide open areas that just kind of pop out, but there's enough trees and stuff that are inside those fields that are just enough to draw the eye away from the ground being so flat. The color palette is very enjoyable. It's very neutral, so you're getting a lot of kind of greens. It steers away from that kind of cartoonish feel that a map with a bunch of colors and that kind of pop throughout the map can really kind of make you feel. And then you get all the kind of brushing and undergrowth that's inside the forestry areas. I do like that, and that's something you don't often see in forest areas, is that kind of undergrowth for the most part. There are maps that do it, but not very common. And then again, you get all these different style of roads that you can take, all these kind of dirt roads and side tracks and main road, and it's very well kind of divided up, and I like it. I just really, really like it. So what do I think of this as far as a 0-5 scale? I'm going to give this one probably a solid 4. I really like this. I like this a lot. And then you kind of got all the points of interest are all kind of clumped up there in the north, where you're not going to have to travel too terribly far from your main farm, but you're going to have to travel far throughout the map itself. So all in all, really like this map. This is a very, very lovely map. Go ahead and give it a check and see what you think of it, because yeah, I think this is a pretty cool one. But I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing this, so engage with this channel and enjoy the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.